This video is for those of you who are trying to connect spiritually and trying to enhance your intuition, your psychic ability, your mediumship. Okay, so I cannot help but notice whenever I first really realized that something was going on and I was seeing spirit, I was so sleep deprived. I was waking up every 2 hours all night long for the first year of my baby's life. And I think there was something about that sleep deprivation that put me in like a constant state of theta waves, So I was able to like see things and feel things greater. That's just a theory. I don't know if that's true, but I think that that had something to do with it. So now my baby is obviously older and I'm getting sleep again. So I'm not so sleep deprived. I'm not like a walking zombie. Like my brain is functioning the way it should. And I've noticed that I have to really kind of try to tune in to feel spirit. Whereas before it would be like so pronounced that I wouldn't have to really try. It was just, whoa, I feel it. So today I was talking to my spirit guides and I said, where'd you go? Like, why am I not feeling you the way I used to? And immediately I heard, we're still here. We're with you. We're always with you. We're right here. And I said, okay, well, I want to feel you like I used to. I want to not have to try so hard. I want to be like very pronounced like it used to be. Just because honestly, I just love the energy. It just feels wonderful. It's so high vibrational. So if I can tune into that more often, that's what I want. And immediately I heard, you can have that. If that's what you want, you can have that. And I said, okay, what do I have to do to make that happen? And they said, listen. And so I said, okay, listen. That just tells me I just told them what I needed. They said, got it. Listen, because you're going to start getting downloads. And so then right after that conversation, I made myself a cup of coffee. And after I made the cup of coffee, I looked down into the cup, getting ready to take a drink, and there was a heart in the foam. I was like, that is a synchronicity from my spirit guides for sure. Like that conversation really happened. But anyways, as I'm sitting here, it starts happening. I'm smelling Bradford pears, like the tree, Bradford pear tree. I know it's very controversial because a lot of people hate that smell. They think it smells like dead fish. I personally really like the smell of Bradford pear trees, but I'm like, okay, I'm in my house. There's no reason I should be smelling that, right? And I just made coffee. Like, if anything, I should be smelling coffee. So I know I'm channeling something. So I'm saying, what is, okay, I'm tuning in. They told me listen. Okay, I'm listening. What's the Bradford pear telling me? And then I heard pawpaw. Okay, pawpaw. Is that like a pawpaw tree because we're talking about trees? Or is that someone's pawpaw who's passed? Have any of you guys call your grandpa pawpaw? I do. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what's next? And if you're trying to channel something and you get like that, a little piece of intuition, a little piece of knowledge, a lot of people, I feel like it's most common, it comes as like a clear cognizance, just a clear knowing. You don't know why you know something, but you do. You just do. I ask it questions and see if you can get more guidance. So I'm smelling this Bradford pear tree out of nowhere. So I'm saying, what are you telling me? And then I hear, it's like all the senses are coming together. So I'm smelling the Bradford pear, and then I'm saying, what are you telling me? And then I hear clairaudiently, pawpaw. Okay, pawpaw's here. Okay, now I'm seeing clairvoyantly the letter F. F as in Frank. Yeah, I mean, this message, I feel like it's for me, but I feel like it's also for someone watching this because spirit piggybacks on one another. So me and you, we probably have something in common, right? My grandpa's last name starts with the letter F. It's a family name. And this might be a connection for you, and you're finding this video for a reason. But then I'm tuning in, I'm saying, what is it? What should I know? Because now I know who it is. Now I know who's talking to me. Now I know who's in the room with me. And they're just showing me themselves young. Okay, that happens often. They like to show me that they're not how we remember them. Old, right? Well, my grandpa was in his 90s when he passed. So he's showing me, I'm not in my 90s over here. I'm living the good life over here. I'm doing good. I'm very agile. Okay, great. What else do I need to know? And then I see him hold out his hand and he's grabbing his wife's hand, his late wife. So now I know that they're together. Okay, great. What else can I see? And then they say pawpaw again. Now I'm hearing pawpaw. Okay, so this is my great grandpa that I'm tuning into, but when I hear pawpaw, that would be my living grandpa. He's still alive. Okay, so these are his parents. So maybe this message is for him. Maybe I'm supposed to relay something to him. So now I'm going to ask, okay, what about pawpaw? And they're saying, we're proud of you. We're proud of the way you've lived your life. You should be really proud of yourself. You've done really good. And yeah, I feel like that's the message. But you see how I did that? So if you're practicing, and right when I finished that, I looked down at my clock for the timer on TikTok and it says 5 minutes and 55 seconds, angel number. But yes, if you're trying to learn to do this, that's how I do it. So you need to sit quiet, right? It's quiet. And feel, tune in, see what comes to your mind like a daydream. Let your mind go blank, okay? Use all your senses. So daydreaming, thoughts that pop in your head, feeling sensations in your body, a gut knowing, okay? Maybe taste. Sometimes we'll taste something. And see what happens. Ask it. Keep asking it until you don't get anything else. When you don't get anything else, then you know the message is complete. When you practice doing this, it'll get easier and easier. And when you build your confidence up, you can start reading for strangers, reading for people that you know. And then you can start asking validating questions so that you know that you're really doing this. That's how I did it. That's how I knew I wasn't crazy, because it's so subtle that it feels like you're making it up. But when you start asking people questions like, does this name resonate? What about this description of the way they looked? What about this, this, and this? And when they say yes to everything, that's not a coincidence. That's you having an ability. Okay? I hope this helps someone.